Samson makes an entrance. Samson's visit to the island of Sodor was coming to an end. He was feeling depressed and felt like he wanted to stay. "Well," she said sadly, "I really liked the island of Sodor. It taught me everything I need to know, and I can't believe I'm leaving." "Don't worry yourself," said Ryan. "You'll come back soon. Besides, you've learnt everything from us, and we've taught you well." "Yes," said Stafford. "I promise you will come back. You'll come back here from the mainland soon enough," he said. Then Samson smiled and had a great idea. "Then I will," he said cheerfully. He was so happy that he came out of the shed and puffed away to help Duck and Oliver on the little western. Soon things went well, and Samson began helping Duck and Oliver with some of the passengers. And there was also a lot of help at the shunting yard. Soon Samson was very happy to be working again and felt like a really useful engine. The next day, Samson was sent off to the big station to take a goods train to Wellsworth. Samson was very excited. The shunters coupled Samson to the goods train, and he was off in a flash. Samson hurried along. The fresh air began to take his mind off his last day. Soon he hurried beautifully around the site of Sodor. Then Samson was very happy to be pulling specials again, especially passengers. Soon he went through the tunnel and out, and they were to go up a hill, and this was where the trucks put their plan into action. Soon they started bumping Samson, and he was going way too fast. "Help! Help!" cried Samson. "You silly trucks," he groaned. You lot are going to pay dearly for the consequences soon," he went on. But the trucks all giggled to each other. They liked this part of the plan. Samson was going too fast. Soon he rushed through the other station. "I can't stop," he cried. Then he raced through the sheds where Stephanie and Flora were resting. Samson was almost close to Wellsworth. So what Samson didn't know that the point that he was switched straight to the sheds. Uh-oh, said Samson. "This isn't good." Luckily, the turntable turned onto the line Samson was. Samson's driver ploughed the brakes, but it was too late. The sheds were intact, but Samson had broke through a hole through the back wall of one of the sheds. Samson's buffers were bent, and his paintwork was dusted after the crash. Samson looked very silly, but the trucks didn't care. They were very pleased with themselves. Soon Mighty Mac was sent to pull Samson out of the shed. And at last, Samson was back on the rails, but he needed to be repaired first. When Samson returned from the works that day, all the other engines were all sad to see him go. "I'll miss you all," said Samson, but I'd like to thank you all for everything I need to know," he said. You lot all really taught me everything," he said. "No problem," said Mighty. "You can come and visit us any time," he said. "Yeah," said Duck. "We'll never forget you any day," he said. You were really splendid. Then Samson smiled. Goodbye, he said sadly, and he puffed out of Wellsworth Station. All the other engines whistled and tooted goodbye to Samson, and Samson whistled goodbye too. He disappeared in and out of the tunnel and up the mountains. Samson was sad to be leaving for the mainland, but he knew it was where he belonged. He crossed around the bridges and travelled all the way down the hill in the sunset.